Welcome to Aunty K's, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello everyone, welcome to Aunty K's Tarot. I am here with my brand new deck, D'Amour's Fortune, which is a fortune-telling style deck. It comes in a tin. It's available at MPC. I put the lid on backwards. This is the back of the tin. This is the front. It comes in two pieces with a little divider. So it's a playing card size deck. These are the fronts. It's a 310 GSM linen cardstock. And this is my favorite cardstock. It's 310 linen. And I like how it shuffles. So the deck has this beautiful slide. I love this cardstock. All right, let's get into the deck. So there's an instruction card, and we have a yes/no card. We have the birds. If nearby, enemies and misfortune flock towards you. 7, 6, 12, and 22 can dispel these ill effects. Person, this is a person having their fortune read. They're receptive and open, and you might discount number 19 depending how you use the deck. And after my last deck, I spent a lot of time practicing how to represent a wider variety of bodies in beautiful ways. And it took a lot of practice, and I'm really proud of the work I put into that. This piggy bank is full of coins. If open towards person, enjoy. If not, loss is coming. Dog, by your heels, this is a good friend. If far or with clouds, beware of their bite. This is actually my dog, Mashte, whose name means sunshine. All right, we have Anchor. Love and business success, near dog, a loyal lover. By 11, 13, 25, 30, 31, and 35, betrayals expected. And this makes the deck easy to read with. I'm not sure I'm going to read through all of them, actually, because what I want to do is do a reading and show everybody how I use cards. And I was asked by a friend to do this. The friend I'm staying with here, because they know I don't read the cards in a completely traditional way. And so I said, yes, of course. I will draw you a little more detailed diagram, and I will show how I read the cards in my video. So this is a flip through and a demo of D'Amour's Fortunes. It is based on the G Witch Oracle deck. I have a chart where I tried to like make many decks like line up with the playing cards, and some do and some don't. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people love the G Witch Oracle, and I'm just going to stick with that system and not change it, because that is exactly what I wanted. This is my other person card. I like his little glasses up on his forehead. Touch that. It came to me right at the end. I was like, he needs something more. I was quite pleased with how the details on my fish turned out, although, you know, I drew them in a much larger size, which, you know, makes them look detailed in their proper size. I don't know if you guys can see the texture of the cards, but this is why I like the linen cardstock, you know, with the parchment background. And I did use Shutterstock for my parchment background and the leather background, although the details on them I added. But I think it works with the cards. So I'm happy with how it's turned out. I'm really thrilled with it. And like I said before, I'm super excited to get to work. So this is one of those things where I was like, oh, since my deck looks like a little book, I'm going to make the book match mine. So it's Demora's Fortunes there. I cried making this card. I had to learn a lot about trains that I didn't know. The tower brings an unwanted change of events near clouds, sickness, touching clouds, death. This is the Peace Tower for the Parliament building in Canada. And as an Indigenous person, I thought that was appropriate. The label's like a recreation of the image. Just little details that I don't know that you can really see. And my bear. And then a double backed card. We're going to shuffle this deck up, and I'm just slipping the yes, no card into there, but we're splitting at it, I think. We're going to shuffle this deck up, and I'm going to do a little reading. And so folks can see how I would use these cards. So let's say this person wants to know about their love life. We can see about my love life. If they so we're just going to make it clear that the question is my love life, but I tend to read my own readings in third person only because it makes me more objective and less in my head when I'm reading for myself. If it was a yes/no question, this would be like my yes hand and this would be my no hand. And what I would do is just like look through for that yes/no card. Which is all the way back here. And so that's going to be relevant in a minute. But so if it was a yes/no question, I would read it like this. And since it's only really negative, it's near enemies, I would say the answer is yes, there's going to be a love life and, be brought in by friends. It's going to become relevant in a minute. So if it was on this side, it'd be no. So I'm going to look through here for one of the people cards, and I want to bring in a relationship. So I am choosing this one right here. Okay, and then the cards behind it and go around it, and I'm going to make sure we have the whole thing in the picture. So I lay it out like this, starting with the person in the center and then up here. And then I put the rest of that pile aside. I'm going back to the yes/no card here, which is actually where I'm going to start the rest of this from. which happened to be at the back. So this will work out easily because I know I'm going to have enough cards to go all the way around. So the inner square is, you know, internal, what's going on. The outer square is what's like the outer influences. And there's a lot of ways to read it. You can start like this and then go like around and look all through it. You can night cards, and you can also read it with houses, which actually is how I like. That is something that I absolutely do take into consideration, and I'm going to get this all in frame and tell you how I do that. So the other thing that I take into consideration is this is together a complete fortune. This is the answer, and then there's different houses. This is a message. This is sort of like how things work out for me, what my luck is in this situation. This is what I'm longing for, or can also be afraid of. This is like my home life, or how like my everyday life might be impacted, or what happens in my everyday life. And this is like impacts related to my work life and what's happening in my work life. And then we take that into consideration where things are as we're reading it. So I am going to find somebody. We have the fox sitting here also in the longing. So I'm attracted to somebody who, you know, I should have some consideration about and want to get into a relationship with. This tells me that, you know, it can speak to disclosing confidences in an early part of a relationship or a contracting relationship. But if it's near these numbers, then it's a friend that turns into lovers. It's not. So this person is not somebody who's a friend. This is a completely a lover I probably don't know. We're seeing negative things, right? We got some negative cards going on around here. This can be being chatty, being gossipy. It can be bickering also with 29 and 30 around. You know, so it can also be bickering, but usually with certain cards. But I'm seeing it with like not positive cards. We also have the sides down here. We have the rod, which also speaks to, you know, having quarrels. And we have the award in here. And with the negative cards, I feel like it's going to be an issue of disrespect. So, you know, there's going to be an attraction to somebody, and it's not going to work out because there's going to be issues of disrespect. So what about the rest of it? I mean, we did pull a mine, and I already happen to know that the year holds for me a negative and positive relationship possibility. And you see that when you're dating, you know, trying out a couple different people, and they don't all work out, right? So we already know that this is not going to be a friend. And here's the work life that's longing. And home life. And then over here we have the work life. But here we have the shepherd. And we have the heart. And we have the star. You know, we also have the coffin. But it can be about disaster being diverted when it's at a distance. It's at the very end of the reading. So I might meet this person, but overall the disaster is going to be averted, and I'm going to meet somebody else. And there's a message in the message lineup. We have a message that there is going to be a happy and healthy relationship, right? And that I'm going to have like good results in it. You know, we've got the person, the sun, and the cats, you know, can give rise here. So, and that brings me back into, you know, but first there's like that's not great relationship, right? And we see that there's a change in this sign too, and what I'm longing for. And I meet somebody and they're not the right person, and it comes to an end because, like, it wasn't so great, but it's not a huge impact. This is something I figure out pretty early on in relationship, because we're at the end of this reading, and so there's a distance. It's not right up close, and we can say, I'm probably not in it too long. I probably recognize it's not great pretty early on when there's quarreling and disrespect, right? And so that's what we can see about that. So with this, we can also use it to look into other aspects of the life beyond the relationship in general, if we wish to. But yeah, in my life, we see, there's relationship, it doesn't work out, and we also end in a good place. So overall, I'm going to say that is good. As an overall message, I think we also have, this reaffirmed. This can be like chattering when it's not negative, but watch out. There can be something that's not so great. This sort of gives me this feel like you're looking, you're meeting people, you're chattering, and things seem to be going quite well in the relationship department, with a small disaster averted. And so that's how I take the whole thing overall. And like I said, you can go into each of the things deeper. If it had been a yes/no question, I read the cards on either side of it, and then it comes into the reading. So I would place them right here. And that's how I use my deck. And I'm really excited to get at it and get doing that right now. So this is my deck, Demor's Fortunes, and you can order it at mpcmakeplayingcards.com and have it shipped to you. It's on 310 linen cardstock, and it comes in a little tin, which is so handy. And so like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my link tree in the description box to get your copy of Demor's Fortunes now. See you all later, folks.